If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, House on the Road subscribers and followers. Well, here it is, mid-July, and I have to do the obligated video about how hot it is and what you're going to do to stay cool when you're full-time RVing or living in the van life. And you're going to see all these YouTubers talk about, all kinds of different ways to stay cool in the summer. Just like in the winter, you're going to see all kinds of YouTube videos that's going to tell you how to stay warm in the winter. So what you're going to hear is a couple different things. One, shade. Shade is very important. And they're going to show you all kinds of different ways to, cover yourself up and stay shaded. And the other thing they're going to tell you is snowbirds. Go north, go south. Go north in the winter, go south in the summer. The third thing they're going to tell you is they're going to tell you go up in elevation. And they're going to give you all kinds of how many degrees it's going to be in elevation. And then in the summertime, you're going to go down in elevation. You're going to hang out in the desert. You're going to stay nice and warm in the winter and nice and cool in the summer. They're going to tell you all this. And guess what? I tried to follow that advice for the first year. And it's a bunch of hooey. It really is just ridiculous conversation is what it is. We went up in elevation last year in the Smoky Mountains in Virginia and West Virginia. And yeah, it was cool. It was downright cold. And you'll see, I was wearing a flannel shirt the entire summer. I was miserably cold and I was miserably wet the entire summer. There was nothing good about it. And so in the wintertime, I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I came down in elevation and I went to Florida. And Florida had the worst winter it had had in decades. It snowed on us. Of course, we don't have an air conditioner, and most nomads aren't going to have an air conditioner. Well, in the wintertime, you're also going to have propane costs. You're going to run heat. A lot of people say, whoa, I love the summer, which I do. I love the summer. I absolutely love it. A lot of people are going to say, no, I like it when it's really cold. But the thing that everybody says, whatever temperature they like, is when they come home, their thermostat is going to be set somewhere, I would guess, around 68 to 74 degrees. That's what their home feels like, 68 to 74 degrees. When you're living out in a Nomad, you don't get that luxury. A lot of you are not going to want to run propane heat at night. It's going to, you might have some safety issues with that. So that means that you're going to be down in Florida or Arizona. Arizona has an average January nighttime temperature of 39 degrees. 39 degrees. Now think about this. You sleep in your home somewhere, even if you turn down your thermostat at night, which I used to, turn it down to 60 degrees, and you cover up and you're nice and warm. But when you're down to 39 to 29 degrees at night, things start getting cold. You're double blanketing. Remember, you don't have a lot of room. People say, well, you can always add more clothes in the winter. Well, okay, Carolyn and I have 2 sets of clothes. That's about all we can store. Now, we're also going to have to get a coat for this winter. Remember, our coat's burned up in the fire, pop-up camper fire. That's just more stuff we got to store during the summer. It's not like you have a closet where you can put all your summer clothes in the winter and all your winter clothes in summer. You don't have that closet. It's in the way. The other option is you're just going to have to go to Goodwill, buy some clothes, and then when you're not using them for that season, take them back to Goodwill. It's about the only thing you can do. So it's not like you can just bundle up like everybody tells you or carry more blankets. You're just not going to. No matter what you try to do, it's not going to be comfortable. The temperature is the temperature no matter what you do. Like I said, last summer, we spent it in the mountains and we were cold. The entire year we were cold. We were cold in the mountains. We went to Florida. We were cold in Florida. We were cold. It was just a cold time for us. Well, this year we tried something different. We said we weren't going to follow the weather, and we're not following the weather, but we're in South Dakota, so we went about as far north as possible. So we've been here 3 weeks. The first week, we were in the 50s, and it rained the entire time, so much so that we couldn't move because we were afraid we were going to get stuck. We had to collect rainwater. It was cold and very windy. You're going to say, well, 50 degrees isn't that bad. Okay, 50 degrees isn't that bad. How long can you endure 50 degrees? Next step, it's raining. That means you have to come outside regularly to get your water, turn on your generator. You have to do things outside. Go to the restroom. You have to go outside. So now you're cold and getting wet. And then add that on top of that, a 30 to 40 mile an hour wind, and now you're just shivering. Summertime, mid-June, late June, early July, and you're shivering. You're cold. You're freezing cold. Okay? Fast forward a week, and now it's 90s in the 90s. It's 93 degrees yesterday. We're doing what all the YouTube nomads say, you know, get that tarp out and cover yourself up. I don't need to tell you that. You know to stay in the shade. That's human nature. When it's hot outside, you go look for a cooler spot. When it's cold outside, humans go look for a warmer spot. It's just in your DNA. I don't need to tell you to do that. I don't need to tell you to go north or south or go up or down. But here's the thing I do need to tell you. You need to be mentally prepared for it. Because no matter what you do to try to avoid the heat, the cold, you're not. It's just not going to happen. And these YouTubers are only doing one thing. They're either trying to convince you to come out here because it's a wonderful life, or they're trying to sell you to watch their video. That's all they're trying to do. So don't get into this mindset that I just need to follow, you know, this guy's advice because he's so smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. Well, he doesn't, because we did it and it didn't work. But what he needs to be telling you, and what I'm going to be telling you, is you have to mentally be prepared. If you want to come out here and live this lifestyle, it has to be in here that you're going to be cold or you're going to be hot most of the time. There is no perfect temperature. You're not going to say, huh, this is a nice day. Heck, it can change from hour to hour. Just this morning, I thought, wow, it's a little chilly. I'm going to turn off the fan. I was a little chilly. Well, here it is, a couple hours later, 3 or 4 hours later, and I'm like, man, that's kind of hot. But it's not like I can just go in there and change the thermostat. That's not what's going to happen. So what is the advice from these YouTubers? Am I supposed to, now that I'm a little hot, go up in elevation a few hundred feet? And then in the morning come down in elevation? I don't understand what they're telling us, because you're just not going to be comfortable. Most of the time, the weather is just not going to cooperate with you. Don't get in this romanticized idea that all I need to do is go up in the mountains. No, we were miserable. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.